Want to learn about a super nutritious snack you can offer your bird? Stick around to find out more. Hi everyone and welcome back to my channel. I hope you're all doing well and having a fantastic week. In today's video, we're talking all about soaking nuts. Now, you may not have heard of soaking nuts before, maybe you know a little bit, but I wanted to talk about why it's actually really beneficial to soak nuts for your bird before you feed them. Now, I wanted to say before we get started that nuts are healthy for your bird in moderation. There's a lot of fear-mongering online about foods and stuff. They contain healthy proteins, fibre and fats as well. And every animal needs to have fat in their diet, especially healthy fats, which is why it's really important to include nuts in your parrot's diet. Now, they don't have to be soaked, but it is beneficial, and I'll talk a little bit about why later on in the video. Now, when we're talking about nuts, we're looking at things like walnuts, hazelnuts, pecans, pine nuts, Brazil nuts, almonds, all of that kind of good stuff, cashews as well. The ones we don't want to be offering are peanuts, and actually they're technically not a nut at all, they are a legume, and they are one you don't want to give to your birds, whether that's the peanut out the shell or the monkey nut where it's in the shell. Now, although peanuts are often present in a lot of pre-made bird seed mixes, they are no good for your bird. Throw them out, you don't want to be offering them even as a treat. Now, unfortunately, many peanut shells actually contain mold spores, and if your bird is ingesting that or breathing it in, then that's really dangerous. I'll leave some more information down in the description if you want to learn more. It's definitely something to avoid, and offer the tree nuts instead. They're much more nutritious for your bird and they're better for soaking as well. Now, you may be wondering why you should soak nuts in the first place. No, you don't have to, but it's highly recommended that you do. And some of the main reasons include the fact that when you soak them, it actually breaks down any enzyme inhibitors, it breaks down any anti-nutrients which are often present in the unsoaked nuts, and also phytic acid as well. So when you do this, it actually means that the nutrients that are in the nuts are more digestible and also more bioavailable. So when they go into the body can extract what it needs from it instead of just kind of passing through and being a bit more undigested. So when you soak them, it just makes them more nutritious, and actually it makes them more tasty. Now, I don't really like eating nuts, but when you soak cashews, my goodness, they're so buttery and yummy and tasty, so you can share them with your bird as well. Now, I've already listed some of the types of nuts that you can soak, but when you are looking for nuts to soak, make sure they are raw, so they're not roasted and they're not salted as well. You don't want any of that, and you don't want them in the shells. You want the nuts out of the shells, ready to soak. That's going to be your best bet there. Now, personally, I always opt for organic, and I also opt for human grade. That means that they are the highest quality possible for the birds. They far better than I do, but at least it means that they're going to be kept safe, happy and healthy. Now, you can soak all of these nuts together. Some nuts will have slightly different soaking times, but to be honest, you can just soak them all together overnight. I'm going to show you how to do that in a second. You can soak them whole, or you can chop them up and then soak them that way, or you can soak them whole and then chop them up later. You can also soak a couple of days worth, and then when they're soaked, you can dry them out a little bit and then store them in an airtight container in the fridge. But personally, because it's so easy to do, I like to just do it as kind of one portion at a time. Now I've talked about soaking nuts, let's talk about how to actually do it. It's really, really easy. If I can do it, anybody can do it. So what you want to do is to get your nuts of choice. These are the ones that I have. They're from Buy Whole Foods online. And then you want to just put an amount. Say, for example, if you want to do one portion, or if you want to do a couple of days worth of portion, put them into a soaking and sprouting jar. Then you want to give them a little rinse under some cold water, just to kind of get off any kind of debris that might be on them. And then you want to soak them in room temperature or cool water. You can also soak them in cold brewed avian tea, and you do need to be using real avian teas that's been blended by experts, for example by Dr. Jason Crean, my friend, from Polly's Natural Parrot Boutique, or Bio Bird Blends. Again, links will be in the description. And then you want to leave your nuts to soak either in the water or the avian tea overnight. And then come the morning, you want to give them a good rinse underwater, and then they're ready to go. We always chop ours up because, of course, we have small birds. If you have larger birds, you could offer them whole or in halves, but chopping them up just kind of means that they are mixed in with all of the other yummy foods. We do offer the soaked foods as part of the morning feed, where we offer like our fresh foods like the vegetables and the soaked and sprouted seeds, grains and legumes. That's when we tend to offer them, but if your bird likes that as training treats, you could offer that too. Just make sure you're not making loads and loads of them and then keeping them in the fridge for ages, because you know they will eventually go moldy if you leave them for too long. That's why I prefer to do it one portion at a time, but you could do it for a couple of days worth if you're keeping them in an airtight container and you're getting a little bit of that moisture off as well. And there you have it, super easy to do, but really beneficial for your birds. That extra digestibility and bioavailability is really, really important for them getting the most out of their food. I hope you enjoyed this video and learning more about soaking nuts. If you have any questions, please do leave them down in the comments, as I would love to speak to you. But from me, Chip and Fish, thanks for watching, take care and see you later.